cup right in the middle. Oh,
Pretty enticing.
Do you mind if I sit on your bed?
You can sit.
Okay.
I'm going to lay, though.
Surely.
That's all right. So where's your head at? Where are you at on this? How do you think it's going to be close?
So, I know I have a pulse. I know it's going to be close.
Okay.
And I'm shooting it straight. Like, I'm essentially asking you for your vote. Because you would be my number 7.
Am I actually the swing?
You would be number 7, so you would avoid a tie. Is what I'm, according to what I've been told by people.
A tie for you is winning, though, right?
I would like to think so. But he put me up, and I really don't know how he feels. And I still stand by what I said. Like, if I win HOH, you're good. I play in safety suite, I win it. You're my +1. I know, I don't mean to put you, like, in a tough spot.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't, I just wasn't prepared. Sorry.
I know it's a lot.
Thinking.
And I know you think through things very similarly to how I do, so if you need time, like, that's fine, but...
Oh, man. I didn't know it was going to be 6-6. And then possibly 7-5 if I go this way.
Just from the people I've already, like, spoken to and, like, locking it in with. And I'll double check again, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, in my generic campaign speech, is like, I'm not a physical threat. These big comp beasts. You saw how the performances went during that veto. You did better than me. You know what I mean? Like,
A little bit.
You know,
a little bit.
Like, I'm not a huge competition threat. Like, if there's anything, like, you need clarified from me, or...
Oh, no.
And I know it's a lot to, like, process.
Yeah, I'm just really processing this vote count because I didn't know. I thought that, like, the House would kind of congeal one way or the other. I didn't think it would be, like, close.
And it might, but from what I'm being told right now, my lock-ins versus my, which I'm taking as probably a no.
Right.
You know?
Because here's my thing. I'm always going to be upfront with you and be very honest with you. And I hope that regardless of what my vote is tomorrow, that's something that you will take into consideration in the future.
Absolutely.
Right? I know that...
I think it's the wind.
It's the creek.
The air currents.
Yeah. I know that the way I was leaning was towards voting for David to stay.
Okay.
That was just the way I'm leaning. I don't want to say I'm not locked in. Okay. I know I was sort of leaning that way earlier this afternoon. Of course, now this split vote thing is something that I didn't know. I would imagine if it is 6-6, then you're good anyway. I haven't promised David my vote. I haven't promised anyone my vote. It's my reasoning is just that I played chess with David a lot, and I just I know obviously you both had really difficult experiences last year. Yeah. But it's just I felt like just with the way things shook out for him last year, it was sort of like I kind of was taking that into consideration. And however, I also don't want to just like say that your experience was not like, I don't want to say like, oh, well, your experience wasn't as bad, right? Because you were in here the whole time and had to deal with it the entire time. Yeah. So I don't want to, make that seem like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I would say, because I'm right there with you. And like, I feel the exact same way in that regard. I want to see him play his game. But at the same time, I would ask, like, you consider, like, taking the personal out of it and thinking of your game.
And it's not even, like, personal, It's just, like, that was just a consideration, Now, I didn't know it was as close as it is, so this kind of like throws a whole new light on it, you know?
Yeah. Someone just walked into something.
Ooh, I heard that. But I mean, I was leaning towards voting. I just being very honest.
No, and I appreciate that.
Being very honest with you, because I will be very honest throughout the game. I was leaning towards voting David to stay, but now this kind of throws things for a loop a little bit. So I was probably about 66% towards voting him to stay, and this kind of like lowers it a little bit, probably in like the mid 50s.
Okay, that makes you feel better.
So I don't want to like thing I just don't like. I don't like the part of this game where like, oh yeah, you got the votes, and then I jerk. You know, I don't want to like jerk you around.
Yeah, and I appreciate that a lot.
That's like my headspace,
and that's why I like speaking to you, because I prefer like, hey, this is where I'm at.
And I'm an honest guy.
Yeah, as opposed to like, oh, I got you, or you know, that's what makes me anxious.
Okay.
So I appreciate you, like, at least.
That's sort of like.
Hey.
Hey.
Sorry, want me to do a sec?
Yes, please.
Thanks.
That's sort of where my headspace has been. Obviously, I've been kind of like, not even by like you or David, but I've kind of been like, I've been getting pulled around a lot.
Oh, I can imagine. I'm sorry about that.
I didn't know that I was a swing or anything like that. But yeah, I did not know it was this close. So that kind of sheds a whole new light on everything.
And that's definitely like why I'm asking. And what I will say, like, obviously.
Can I talk to you tomorrow again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And
that's just where my headspace is right now.
And I want you to know, like, if there's anything like you don't feel comfortable with, like after the vote, I won't be like, thanks, Ian. You know, if you don't want it said, like I won't even. I don't know what the last one was. You know what I mean? Like,
I see what you mean.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you feel uncomfortable in that regard, I'll be like, oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I would never like expose you. You know what I'm trying to say?
I see what you mean. Yeah, I got you.
And like I said, there's anything like, you know, you need clarified, you want to talk out or whatever. Like I said, like, I win HOH, you're good. Safety Suite is yours. Like, you'll be my plus one. I'll be like, here you go. Done deal.
That's awesome, yeah.
You know,
I didn't even think about that. Because David can't play. David can't play it.
And again, just like game types, like I'm not, you know.
That's another consideration.
I'm not another big.
How do you see the votes kind of breaking down as of now?
Like I said, I see it as of right now.
Like which do you? And obviously you don't have to say, but which votes do you think you have, for sure?
Well, I don't want to say people-wise, only because I promised them the same thing I promised you.
Sure.
Which is like I don't want to like expose things and
spread things around.
Make people uncomfortable.
Gotcha.
But I do know it would be 6. Like I said, you'd be 7. Maybe if I talk to those people and if they do feel comfortable with it being known, maybe I'll come back to you and tell you. But like I did also say to them what I said to you, which is like I would not like thank you, you know.
Right.
Only because I know like I feel like people are really like odd right now being week 2 and everything, and they don't want to be perceived as like on a side or this or that.
Right.
So
I don't want. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm trying to avoid.
I want to get my individual votes and not have to worry about people feeling like I'm splitting it.
Right.
You know.
You don't want that.
My intention is not.
You don't
to
want
split
that house divide.
My intention is to stay.
I got you.
And that's my pitch.
Understood.
If you want to talk tonight, talk tomorrow, whatever it may be, talk to other people.
Okay.
Maybe pick, like, you know, where their heads are at. And, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I appreciate that.
I appreciate you listening.
And I'll go ahead and just say that talk definitely kind of like helped a little bit.
Thank you.
So I'm going to just say like right now I'm about 55-45.
Okay. That makes you feel good.
I'm a little bit. You're not.
I know.
It's like right now I'm still a little bit leaning.
We gotta get a little more.
I'm leaning a little towards David, but like that definitely kind of throws me a little bit the other way.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Okay.
And please, like, ultimately, and I don't mean to give, like, the generic Big Brother speech, but please just think of, like, your game.
Okay.
And, you know, the people that, you know, tend to win certain comps and who they tend to come after.
Sure.
You know.
The physical aspect. Yeah. I got you on
Especially how last year went physicality-wise.
Yeah, that's
like,
true. I'm not used to this.
Like, yes, I went further. But I was brought further because all these people beat me in every single comp.
Right.
Because it was all physical, all physical, all physical. And it was like, you know what I mean? And there's no way of knowing if it would go the same way this year. But that's like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you went far. I'm like, yeah. But because people knocked me out, you know.
Right.
But, you know, just think of that. You're a very smart guy.
Considering.
And I hope you vote for me to stay.
I'm never locking it in, you know, super. Last week, I think, was just a different.
Yeah.
It's like kind of an outlier.
Course, yeah.
But this is actually probably one of the more difficult votes that I've ever taken part in.
And I can only imagine. I wouldn't want to be on the other side of it.
Yeah.
You know?
I understand.
Or like, if you were in the situation, like, I'd be in the same way about you. I'd be like, oh my God. But I feel like you and I are similar.
There's similarity there for sure.
So, yeah, I appreciate you. And whenever you want to chat, just let me know.
Okay.
Thank you, Ian.
Sounds good.
That's fucked up.